Hey guys, thank you so much for hopping on the call with us today and chatting about basketball a little bit. You guys doing all right today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm doing
absolutely.
I'm doing good too. Yeah, thank you.
Good, good. All right, so let's just do some really quick introductions. So for those of you, if you don't know me, my name's Christy Collins, and I am the proud wife of Coach Albert Collins, and I'll let him introduce himself.
My name is Albert Collins Jr., also known as Lil Al. I've been coaching at Sumner Academy High School for the last 7 years.
Okay. Vinny, tell us a little bit, like introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell me like what position you play, kind of like where's your favorite spot to shoot at on the court, where do you kind of like to work at on the basketball court?
Okay. First, to introduce myself, my name is Vincent Wing. People often call me Vinny. I'm a small guard, and I like to work outside. I like to work on the 3-point line. Occasionally, if I can, I like to drive in, maybe get some mid-range game going.
Okay, I love it. Ezra, what about you?
I'm Ezra Matthew. Um, I'm like a small forward shooting guard combo kind of thing, and my favorite spot to shoot is probably the wing. That's like my favorite spot to shoot from.
Okay, okay, I love it. So how long have you both been playing basketball?
Um, I'll go first. I've been playing since I was probably about 10, probably 10 years old. Was probably when I first started playing basketball.
Awesome. Okay.
I would say the same for me. Probably like 10 or 11, fourth grade, fifth grade, around there.
Awesome. Okay, and tell me what grade you're in right now, both of you.
I'm in 12th grade. I'm a senior.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in ninth grade. I'm a freshman.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, so as you know, we're all about student athletes, right? Like it's important to be a student first. So tell me how you guys are able to balance your academics and your athletics.
So over the years, I've just I kind of have a routine. You know, I have certain times where I'll focus on playing basketball, or I'll have certain times where I focus on getting my schoolwork done to make sure I have a cohesive balance.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah, I set reminders, make notes on my phone to remind me to do my homework. I try to get it done during school when I have time, and if I get home late, just try to get it done and just remember to do it.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Coach Collins, what do you think about these two young men as student athletes? Are they pretty good in the classroom?
No, they're terrible. No, I'm just joking. So no, these are two of the brightest kids that I can say I definitely have on my team. Vinny, the last 4 years attending Sumner Academy and this rigorous schedule for academics, he's never been one on probation, and he's always been one to put in the work. That's why I think we have to honor him and give him his flowers when that's able to be there. And one of the reasons why I asked about offered Ezra to be on here is because Ezra, as a freshman, I see growth in him, that he's growing on the court and he's handling himself well in the classroom. Sometimes students that first come to Sumner, they struggle a little bit. And so with that, I see their success in the classroom, which I think also helps them on the court as well.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Next question. What has been your proudest moment as a basketball player so far? And like, could you maybe share about a specific game or a particular play that stands out in your mind?
Um, for me, I would say my favorite memory would have to be when we won our playoff game a couple years back when we beat St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yes.
That's probably the top of the list for me.
Okay. Do you remember how many points you had or how many assists, like any of your stats?
I don't really remember my stats from that game. I just really wanted to win the game as a team. I wasn't really worried about my stats that game. I just wanted to get the playoff win.
I love it.
In my opinion, his stats were 10 and 6. He had at
Okay.
least 10 points and 6 assists.
Yeah. I would
I
agree with
and
that. I was there.
and I was saying, and I think the next St. Thomas Aquinas game was actually probably a better game we just happened to lose. So that shows you what kind of person he is. Because I think he had 22 that game and was just lighting it up against 6'7" and 6'8". So, but I'm glad he picked the one where we won.
Yes. All right, Ezra, what about you?
Um, like this year, I would say when we played against Wyandotte, my shot felt really good. I hit like four threes. That was like my first like real like varsity buckets, like first time like scoring a good amount on varsity. And then in middle school, we went to the championship and when we went to Iowa for our Cedar Rapids tournament and we lost, but I played pretty good and it was decently close for a while. But yeah, there's been some good moments.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So even though I know your high school coach is here on the call with you, you don't have to say it was him unless it really was. But who has been your biggest influence on your athletic journey, whether it's basketball or maybe another sport that you play, but who's been your biggest influence? And tell me a little bit about how they've helped shape you as a basketball player, as an athlete, as a competitor.
For sure, it's got to be Coach out here. He's it's with him. It's more than basketball. He knows that with me, especially. He's taught me things more than basketball, like life lessons. I mean, like he's taught me little things like about how to buy a car or like how to buy a house. Like he teaches me stuff away from basketball to to show us that he cares about us, which I appreciate a lot. I really appreciate how he isn't just a basketball coach. He's a role model. He's a mentor. He's more than a basketball coach.
I agree. What about you, Ezra?
Yeah, I would say Coach Al too. When I didn't know if I was gonna go here or not. I was deciding between schools, and when I went to the freshman orientation to like look at the school and learn about it, I talked to Coach Al and I talked to Vinny too, and I really liked how the basketball program was. So that's one of the reasons why I came here. And then even when I had some bad games earlier in the year, and when I was feeling pretty down, Coach Al talked to me. He helped me through it. Him and Coach Carlos, they help motivate me to be better.
That's awesome. We don't hear that very often that students choose to come to Sumner for basketball, right? Like a lot of times we hear that students want to come to Sumner because it is such a like high academic, rigorous academic school. And so it's really cool to hear you say that you part of the reason why you chose Sumner was because of Coach Collins and for basketball. That
Mhm.
as his wife, that makes me really happy to hear that. Okay, so what's been the most challenging part for you being a student athlete? I know we talked a little bit earlier about like your grades and how you kind of manage things, but what has been the most challenging part of managing all of that? And then how do you kind of overcome some of that?
So I would say the biggest thing. Oh, I just went out of my room. Sorry about that. The biggest thing I would say is expectations, because people have expectations of you. Your team does, and I would just say monitoring that and giving myself grace and allowing myself to, be a human while I play. Um, allow myself to have mistakes and give myself grace from it. Um, I would say that's probably the biggest thing. Just giving myself grace.
Yep. And Ezra, I want to come to you, but following up on that, Vinny, as a person who has watched you for the past 4 years, your ability to play through mistakes has grown tremendously. Like when you were a freshman, if you made a mistake, you got very down on yourself to the point where you would almost shut down. And when I watch you play now, even the game I was at earlier this week, at Wyandotte, even though you made a mistake or two, you still made up for it and you didn't let it take it out. My gosh, I can't talk. You didn't let it take you out of your game. So that's been really impressive to watch.
Thank you.
Yep. Ezra, what about you?
I would say kind of like what Vinny said. You don't always have to be perfect, you know. Uh, like I allow myself to make mistakes, like Vinny said, and just even when it's rough, you can always get back up. When you fall down, always get back up. Even in the classroom, on the basketball court, just always keep going.
I love it. I love it. All right. So what are your goals for next year, both with basketball or athletically and then academically? Like what are your plans for the future?
I plan to go to college next year. I haven't decided on which college, but I have an idea of what I want to do academically. I want to probably go do sports management. That'll probably be a major, something with recreation, something like that. Something to do with sports still. But I also plan, I have an athletic scholarship, and I'm probably going to accept that and sign on to that. Go play basketball at a school, and also do that major in sports management. So that's probably what I'm looking towards right now.
Awesome. And where is your current offer from, Minnie?
My current offer is from the University of St. Mary in Leavenworth.
That's awesome. Okay. Ezra, I know you're only a freshman, but thinking long term, like kind of what are your plans for the future?
Well, academically, I think I'm gonna do full IB and cause push myself in the classroom more, and so I can get some college credits and work towards when I get to college, taking a good, getting a good major and keep my grades up still. And on the court, next year I just I want to be better than this year. Always room for improvement, and I just want to be more aggressive on the court and just continue to grow my game.
Awesome. Coach Collins, what is your input? Like, how do you think these young men will do in the future?
You know what? I'm going to work backwards this time and start with Ezra. The way I've seen him push through a lot of things. The neatest thing was when I put him in his first varsity game, and I said, "It's a little bit faster than eighth grade, isn't it?" He said, "Yeah, a lot."
His eyes were real
So,
big.
oh yeah, but it was good, and the work that he's put in after that, because we were able to talk, because when a young athlete wants to know how they can be better, we had a conversation, and I was telling him how he has some things to work on, and he literally stayed in the gym for 2 hours after we had that conversation just to work on some things. And then, being a freshman, sometimes some seniors, you might be taking their playing time. And I had to tell him, this is public school, and mentalities are different. So you got to fight for what you want, and don't let anybody take anything from you. And he let it be known, you're not going to take my spot. And everybody's been proud of him since that. Um, um,
This tells you how much he loves you guys.
yeah, I need a second.
You're okay. Take your time. I know sometimes you guys, he's not as great of showing you how much you all really mean to him. But this should show you, because he and I obviously have a lot of conversations about you and our other players, like whether it's our Rebels players or my Liberty North girls or the Sumner players. And he is just so passionate about helping you all not just achieve in the basketball court, but just to become good young men. And so when he has an opportunity to share about what you all mean to him and what he thinks is in store for your future, it really impacts him. So
Yeah. One of the reasons why I had a hard time wanting to do this, because, but then I'll get to Vinny. So Vinny is one of the reasons why I'm still here.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And we've had this, you and I have had this conversation. When someone believes in you as much as they do, you
Yeah.
try to give that back to them.
100%.
So, yeah. So with Vinny, just to watch him grow, I'll tell you one of the funny stories was when I first got to coach Vinny, because my dad was coaching him a little bit on the freshman team over COVID.
Uh-huh.
So Vinny, I always offer our kids a chance to play.
Mhm.
And so we went and played in the summer, spring and summer. And I tell kids a lot of times, when you play in the spring and summer, it's going to tell you what they're really about.
Yeah.
And the thing was, we got our butts spanked. Some people quit, some people didn't.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes me the most proud was for 2 years in a row, his junior year and his senior year, or his sophomore year and his junior year, when they decided, his parents and him decided they're going to believe in what I was telling them, how we have to play against competition. They trusted me. And 2 years in a row, Vinny got recognized at the Puma circuit and got write-ups with how good of a player he is. And
Yep.
so that's why I think it's such, a blessing that any school that will take Vinny, they're going to be lucky to have him, because I
Absolutely.
I know he's going to put in his work, and I know
Yep.
he's going to give it his all.
Absolutely. Coach, you brought up something there about playing like in the spring and summer, and you and I both know we talk about it all the time. Like playing against that better competition is really kind of what separates the men from the boys, right? And so
Yeah.
you can tell a lot about a kid who can take a lick, right? Like we get beat up a time or two, but after that first time of like really getting out of town and really experiencing some of that higher level competition, you can always tell which kids are going to be like really passionate and want to get better, because they're the ones who, even though we may have got our butt kicked, you come back, you want to get in the gym, you want to get shots up, you want to work on your game, you want to keep pushing, like you have a drive to get better. And I have certainly seen that from Benny, because my
Yeah.
God, I remember that first summer that we went out of town. And Benny, I know you're not a huge guy even now, but you were smaller even back then. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I hope he can shoot the heck out of the ball. Man, he's little. Right. And so just to watch you grow as a player over these last couple of years has been really a privilege. So, and Ezra, I'm looking forward to watching that from you too, buddy. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. So, okay, couple more questions. So, how has being a part of either the Sumner team or maybe like for the Rebels, how has being a part of that team helped you grow personally? And then maybe like what's a lesson or two, something that you've learned that has really stuck with you that either came from like your teammates or coaches?
Playing with these two teams, the Rebels and the Sumner team, it's taught me a lot. Like I said previously, it's taught me a lot about basketball because Coach Al is an amazing coach. He's a phenomenal coach. But like I said previously, it's also more than basketball with them. They have their own, like for the Rebels, we have our own rules. We have one God, two family, three homework, four basketball, and forgetting I'm forgetting the rest right now. I'm blanking, but
Number
we
five,
have
no
rules.
whining.
No whining, and then I think six was don't spoil me no more. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we have I think about those things in like everyday life, and I try to apply those things to my everyday life. And
Yeah,
honestly, those things like I try to follow that order, which I learned about a lot of those things and how to manage those things from Coach Al. Honestly, like he's taught me a lot about life, from him, his dad, the coach, all the coaches, not just him, but also got to give a shout out to all the other coaches on his
Mm.
staff because they do just as good of a job as he does at not only teaching basketball but teaching lessons about life, and I think they also deserve recognition as well.
absolutely. Yeah. Ezra, what about you? Tell me some of the lessons you've learned.
I've learned a lot. When I first came, like the first practice, I was really nervous. I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. And
Yeah.
since then, I've learned that people here accept they with open arms. They'll accept you with open arms. Everyone here, they care about you. They care about your future. And I've learned that even you don't have to. You can be tough while also loving others, and that's really been impactful to me.
Awesome. Okay. Two more questions. So, if you could give some advice to either future Sumner Sabres or future KC Rebels, like any future players, what would it be? And what is one thing that you wish you would have known, like when you first came in as a freshman or when you first started with the Rebels? What is one thing you wish you had known that you could share with them?
So to answer the first part of your question, actually, I'm gonna get to the second part of the question. To the future, I would say listen to these coaches. They know. I was just telling my team this earlier today, um, in a team meeting we had. I told them, everybody in the room, I told them that they should listen to the coaches, and whatever they tell you to do, you should drop and do it. Because I did this for 4 years. I've been around these coaches, Rebels and Sumner. They know what they're talking about. I got better every single year, because I continued to listen to what they were teaching and applied it. And I think that's the lesson to it, is they can tell you, but you have to actually do it. You have to apply the knowledge they're actually giving you. So I would say that's the biggest lesson I would give any players, is listen to the knowledge and apply the knowledge that they are giving you. Don't just listen to it and let it go and let it be a waste. Take that knowledge and expand it, use it, apply it, and then share it. Give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like I like Ezra. He's a freshman. I try to things Coach Al's taught me, little things. I try to teach him that whenever, he Coach Al may not see something, I'll try to point it out to Ezra. I'll be like, hey, try this instead.
Mhm.
And he's a sponge. He listens, and I know he's gonna be really good for that, and he's gonna be really great for the team. But like I said, just take the knowledge, apply it, use it. Don't let it go to waste.
I love it. All right. What about you, Ezra?
Uh, Thank you, Vinny. I would say I would tell the future, just play the game, play your game, but also listen to coaches like Vinny said. Don't don't be scared to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and just learn and grow from them. And what I would have, if I would have known this before, then it would have made the start of the season a lot better. But I just like I said, I wouldn't be scared. I shouldn't have been scared. I shouldn't have been nervous. I should have just been confident. And it's starting to grow, but I can always grow and improve still. And I'm learning more and more every day from all the great coaches we have.
That's awesome. So two things that stood out to me on your guys' answers were buy-in, like Vinny, like you got to buy into the program, you got to buy into what we're teaching. That will obviously help you be successful. And then coming in, just being confident in your ability, Ezra, is kind of what you were pointing out, being
Mhm.
confident in your ability and what you bring to the team, and then showing up and being part of the team each day. Coach
One
Collins,
thing,
what about you?
yeah,
What would you
one thing I just want to say, one thing I wanted to say is, you know, I didn't get Vinny till the ninth grade. So like I believe he played with the
add?
59ers, and you know, and those coaches, they did a great job with Vinny to get him to where he was with me. And it was just easier. And Vinny's family helped make things easier as well. Cause like when I first told him he needs to play in this spring and summer stuff to get him ready after his first year of varsity running in, there's like, oh, we're all in. So, that family buy-in is great. And same thing like what Ezra was saying, Ezra came from Freedom Hoops. And so their coaching staff, and I met like one of his workout trainers, they've done a remarkable job. I just want everybody to know we don't take credit for everything they do. That's not what we are, but we give support and we want to say, hey, like I tell all of my kids, I don't care where you play, as long as you play somewhere that they're going to help you grow. If you
Absolutely.
don't have that growth opportunity, then we're going to try to do what we can to help you grow, because we have college coaches, we have everybody with you. So for me, I just love the fact that these kids are sponges. They are, and they're both great gentlemen, and they're gonna go and do some great things.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so my last question, and I will say that I know I'm biased because I think he's one of the best shooters ever to play. But can either of you outshoot Coach Collins?
No,
Good.
nope, 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 nope.
How
Can't
many
do it.
I
times
I
will.
have you
can't.
tried, Vinny?
I
Try.
shot around for 2 hours before, and coach comes in cold and makes way more than me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
It is kind of sickening, right? But he put in his time to be
Hmm.
able to do that for
Well,
sure.
real quick, tell you two things real quick. So Vinny, number one, today when we went into practice, I always say don't miss two in a row. So I took a shot and missed, and then he was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and I was walking away. So I'm by the sideline, and he says, "Give me the ball." And he threw it back to me, and I shot it from almost out of bounds, and it went straight in. He just started shaking his head like that. And that time Ezra was talking about, it was a time we were having practice and we had that talk. And he said after he shot for 2 hours, and I went
Yeah.
out there, I said, "You gotta be able to make this many." And he just shook his head, and I was like, when you put in the time, it shows.
It comes. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks again, guys, for your time today. I really appreciate you being on the call with us, hyping up Sumner basketball, hyping up all of our summer stuff. So thank you very much. And just remind me one more time, Vinny, what are those 4 main rules that we always talk about as the Rebels? And that's kind of like where we will leave it off. What are the 4 most important things?
Our four rules are God first, family second, homework third, and basketball fourth.
That's right. All right, guys. So thanks so much for your time.
Thank
We
you.
will talk to you guys
Thank
soon.
you.
Appreciate
See ya.
you guys.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.